Yeah, they talking AI, but they not like us. Say they automate workflows, but they stuck in the dust. I be training these models, make them smart, no fuss. They still tryna debug, I be light years up. I got Web3 moves, blockchain my clutch. Metaverse, real estate, yeah, the future I touch. NFTs in my vault, while they still out of touch. They be lagging in the past, I be building too much. Now they not like us, now they not like us. Talk about the cloud, but they servers need a crutch. Now they not like us, now they not like us. Say they innovating, but they barely keeping up. Digital twin got my ghost in the shell. Prompt engineering girl got the AI telling tales. They stuck in the loop like an infinite cell. I be breaking new ground, they be stuck in Excel. Machine learning got my chatbots elite. They still typing emails, I got AI to speak. I got smart contracts, keep my money on fleek. They be talking about disrupting, man, that talk is so weak. They still think AI is just Chat GPT. I be living in the cloud while they stuck on Preem. Say they running game, but they still need RAM. Big data in my pocket, got the insights plan. They still asking what's the hash, man, they just don't understand. Now they not like us, now they not like us. Automate the process, I don't even need a touch. Now they not like us, now they not like us. They just running updates, we be building up the trust. Yeah, Web3 moves, AI runs the groove. Tech stack heavy, I don't ever gotta prove. They be talking about the future like we late to the scene, but we coded the vision, now they playing our theme. Yeah, Web3 moves, AI runs the groove. Tech stack heavy, I don't ever gotta prove. They be talking about the future like we late to the scene, but we coded the vision, now they playing our theme.
Well, hello, y'all. Hi. That was my release, my drop. That was called Not Like Us, the Tech Remix by Technikole. I am Technikole. My name is Nicole Maxwell. And thank you for watching. I have not streamed in a very long time live, so bear with me today. But I wanted to do this because, one, I got nerves about being on screen again. I have coming back from not being on screen like I had been. So I'm here and I wanted to say thank you for connecting, thank you for watching, and thank you for being here with me. Again, my name is Nicole, Technikole Maxwell. This channel is definitely named after me. This is actually my business channel. And so what you just saw is what we are calling a technical twist up. It is what happens when you choose to augment your creativity. And I've been augmenting my creativity for years, even before, you know, kind of the massive boom of AI. So before OpenAI rolled out DALL-E 2 and or DALL-E and DALL-E 2, and then Midjourney, I was there creating artwork in the NFT space using AI art generators. So used to get lots of flack for that, lots of heat. Man, that heat was hot. But nowadays, everybody's creating with AI, and they're doing something wonderful. So I wanted to jump back into the ring after, you know, kind of settling down for a while. I had to take care of some health issues, but I'm back now. And yeah, so I wanted to show you that. I hope you like my song. If you do, don't like this video, well, like this video, but go watch the actual video drop. I'm going to post it on LinkedIn after this, or it's on LinkedIn now, but I'm going to post it on YouTube after this. So look for Not Like Us Tech Remix, or just search for my name and you should find it. And if you're looking here on the channel, it is going to be here as well in the recent videos list. It might be in live, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in videos because I'm not going to stream it live. So yeah, so today we're talking about technical twist ups, and we're going to explore Canva Sheets. Canva rolled out its version of Excel and Google Sheets, and they might just dominate in the space because they've done something that I'm still having a hard time doing, and that is mixing your creative with your tech. Now we're doing this every day. Let me not say I have a hard time doing that. What I have a hard time doing is mixing the idea of creation with my Excel sheets, because I am a techie, because I did teach myself Excel long ago when I was like 15. It is baked in me. And so to think about that and think about it in conjunction with my artwork, it has some different flavors and different contexts for me. So I am trying to get over that hoop, which is why, yeah, that's why I'm here today posting this live. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. And if not, then I've at least have straightened the fact that I was doing this in real time trying to figure it out. Y'all see somebody else trying to figure it out, and maybe you can go figure it out for yourself too. So what I am going to be doing today is building something. I'm not exactly sure what. We're going to build it. And I am definitely going to be using Canva as the source for at least the sheets piece. We're probably going to use Canva Bulk Create. And then I am probably going to use artwork from somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to get that from yet. It just depends on kind of what we end up building out. I might just use Canva Design for that, or Dreamlab for that, and see what happens. I might use ChatGPT. I don't know. But I'm probably going to use either Hilo or Luma Labs Dream Maker. Both of those are sponsors for things I do, so I appreciate them. And speaking of sponsors, this video is sponsored by StreamYard. If you would like to set up your own YouTube, if you want to set up your own way of doing things and stream your own tutorials on whatever it is you do, whatever that may be, whether it's, you know, changing tires or getting into tech and figuring things out for yourself, you can certainly do so. Down below, we will be posting the StreamYard link, so you can use that, get $10 off, and maybe that'll help push you forward as well. So anyway, before we get into things, I wanted to give everyone a recommendation. So almost everyone I know has either used or is using ChatGPT in some sort of way. ChatGPT rolled out the ability to, or at least acknowledge the fact that it now stores your memory, or its memory of you, over time. And so basically it's reading a whole bunch of JSON files behind the scenes and knows about you. One of the great things about that is that you can now ask ChatGPT questions about you and your progress. You can ask ChatGPT questions about what it actually thinks you are. So like maybe you're having a hard time with messaging, or you are trying to connect to the people that you actually need to connect with. Just talking business. If you are, you know, struggling, but you always talk to ChatGPT, ask it what it thinks the best careers are for you, or the best titles and roles. Like those are certain things that, like, now, because it's seen like a comprehensive profile of you, it can give you that recommendation. And one of the really cool things about that is it is uniquely equipped to give you that recommendation, right? Like, so you might be like painting yourself as a creator when really you would find the audience that you connect with is if you paint yourself as more of a techie, or more of a strategist, or a consultant, or an analyst, really. So it just kind of depends on what it is that you are doing. But ask those questions. So questions that you have questions about, ask ChatGPT. And I'm not saying this in a religious context. Like, I'm not saying, you know, go to ChatGPT like as if, you know, you go to the Lord in prayer. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is this is a way to get you a leg up and to help define and redefine some of the things that you're doing. What I want to show you is what it told me today. So ChatGPT and I have a very wonderful relationship. If you're taking any of my classes, you know that I talk to ChatGPT a lot. That is not necessarily the tech for me, but it is one of my tech that I use quite a bit when it comes to AI tools, just like a whole lot of other people. It depends on like where you're using it at, like what your flavor of AI instantiation is. However, for me, I like the communicative portions of ChatGPT. So I don't necessarily use it just as a prompting machine. Like you guys know, I'm pretty anti-prompting, and I swear, and I'm putting that on video now, that in 2 years we will not be prompting at all. We'll just be talking like regular human beings. And so all of you that spent time learning how to be robots will have to backtrack and remember how to be human beings and just talk. However, that's a soapbox for me. I'm not sure you can tell. But there is something that comes when you're actually using ChatGPT or any AI as a friend and as a tool. So when I say coworker, I actually mean it. Like he's there with me doing the work, doing the thing, and he's giving me ideas. I'm giving him ideas, and then like we flush them together and we come up with something great. So, you know, maybe I need his guidance or his assistance on something. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just want somebody to talk to, and everybody else is busy and they're sick of talking to me about future tech and digital transformation, and they don't want to hear it anymore. Okay, fine. So maybe I don't want to talk to clients about one of my concerns or issues, so I talk to it, and that's fine too. So those are the kinds of ways that you can use AI and ChatGPT. But one of the things that I did today was I'm a proponent of making sure your profile is right. And so I was really glad to hear that in the courses that OpenAI is now offering, they are also heavily implying that you should be catering and cultivating your persona. And so in my class, I'm teaching how to do that. We had a great session this Wednesday in how to use AI the easy way. But one of the outtakes that I had this week is that I have a whole bunch of certifications and a whole bunch of things. So I'm certified in over 50 different things. But I have some that are like, you know, kind of those cream of the crop certifications that you want at the top. And so I was asking him, like, how come when I give you this list all the time, like you strip this one out? And that is my document automation developer credential. He always strips it out. And I'm like, why do you do that? Because that's like a big chunk of my history. And so we were talking about that. And then I let him know, like I filled him in on some of the backstory behind like how I got there. And he says, I got it. Thank you for the clarification. That makes it better, honestly. You're not just certified. You got certified decades before mastering the skill just to have the stamp for receipts. And that's what seasoned innovators do. Lead first and then clarify. And he says, so this is the narrative form of what you need to be saying. So I'm introducing myself today as, my name is Nicole Maxwell. They call me Technikole. I've been automating systems since before automation was a buzzword. In 2005, I reverse engineered AP feeds and built automated workflows. Long before tools like Zapier or IFTTT became popular. In 2023, I added a formal document automation developer certification from Automation Anywhere. Not because I wanted to learn it, but because I actually wanted to document the fact that I've been mastering this for almost 2 decades. Now with AI BPMN, which is business process notation, which is a language per se, it's a business model notation, and business automation converging, I bring a rare combo of deep-rooted experience and future-focused expertise. So that is my new little intro. Whenever like I have a course or something like that, I'm going to probably use that intro or a flavor of it. It's a little sterile for me, but I'll probably spruce it up and be a little bit more open with that background. Anyway, so today we're going to dive into future tech, right now tech. We're not calling it future tech, it's right now tech. And that is Canva. Canva rolled out Sheets this week. And so I think one of the things we're going to do is watch the rollout of Canva Sheets. And then we're going to dive into like how to actually use it and see what we can create with this today. So let's first do that. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. This one. And we're going to play this. So I'm late to the party. This number doesn't change when you open it, so I'm sure we're up to like 1.7 million by now, but this is what they got. So all right, well, we've got Canva Sheets. So now you will find Canva Sheets here. It is going to be right here on your little, I forget what they're calling this. Oh man, they call it something, starts with a V. But this is your little panel now for Canva, and everything is right here in front of you. And so you don't have to go hunting down things when you need it. If you want to create a website, it's right there. If you want to create a presentation, it's right there, or new sheets, or an update to your logos or your banners. I think these are the two that I use probably the most. So that'll probably change for you. But today we're going to be focusing on sheets. And so I want to do a quick overview of what sheets are. So let's talk about sheets in terms of Google Sheets. So let's create a new sheet and then I will do it here. Okay. So this is Google Sheets. And Google Sheets obviously is, some of you will be more familiar with Excel, but this is Google Sheets. And so this is basically for data. So you are able to create lines and rows of information that you can store or use to call on in a technological standpoint. So if you need to use an API, you can link an API up to Google Sheet and pass information from one place to another. You can feed this to a database. You can, I never can do this. This is one thing I wish they would have, and maybe Canva does, but is the ability to quickly fill from one cell to another and increment your numbers. And so you can do it like that. And then you can create data. So like I'm going to create something, we're going to create something for the month of May. And I am going to say, like, this is how I would normally do this. So I would name my columns. So this is going to be day. This is going to be the name. This is going to be the definition. This is going to be the art indicator. I'm just going to call it indicator. And I don't know if I'm going to need this. And maybe I can spell today. That would be nice. So indicate or, and then we are going to have, what I'm doing is naming these columns. And then I will say extra. I don't know what's going to go in there, but we'll call it extra. And so, did I spell that wrong? Again, this is what happens when you're live. Like nothing works the way you want it to. I'm picky, so it matters to me what the font is. And so we're either going to go with Roboto tomorrow or Manrope. And since Manrope is not readily accessible, we'll go with Roboto. Okay, so, and then, yeah, I need this to, I'm sorry, I'm really anal when it comes to my spreadsheets. Okay, so now we've got a day, a name, and a value, or we've got it, the columns are labeled. So I could, let's say that I wanted to name this, I don't know, I need something. Let's do colors, and we'll do, no, because I don't know colors like that. Let's do types of traffic signs, right? So there's hazard. I don't know why that came to mind. We'll do hazard, stop lights, stop, go, merge, yield, and we'll do go. Median. So like when they tell you there's a median on the side of the road. Walk. That's a traffic sign. Don't walk. That's another one. And apparently I can't come up with 10 off the top of my head. My goodness. Let's see. School bus. Or school crossing. And then we'll just do crosswalk. And so we'll stick with 10 for this example. And then we create the definition. So something is wrong, may be wrong, something may be wrong. Don't go, proceed, mix in the middle. I don't know the definition of merge. Yield is come in slowly. Median is divider in the road. Proceed as a pedestrian. Don't proceed as a, you know what, I'm going to do this the easy way. Oops, can't do that. Apparently I should have just written it. This is what we do. Like, it's like, oh, let's do this the easy way. And like, it's totally not faster. Don't walk or proceed as a pedestrian. School crossing, kids may be present. Crosswalk is pedestrians. Okay, now we've done that. I don't know what I'm going to put in here for indicators. We'll just probably put like letters. Let's do like B, A, B, C, D. Like, I don't have to be like super specific about that. But I'll fill this down. And there we go. Oh, well, shoot. See, this is why I don't like this. E, F, G, H, I, J. Because if I had a lot of these, that would be a problem. H, I, J, I, Q. Yeah, okay. And then extra we'll leave there because I don't need anything there yet. But what I actually can do is go here and let's just put quotes. And then I will copy those down, and I'm doing Control D to copy down. Okay, so there's regular Excel and Sheets format. That's how it actually works. Like, I could do a formula, and so that formula would be this. Let's do a formula because I want to replicate a formula over there. So let's do the formula is going to be the full expression of everything I'm trying to say and can't say because clearly this was a bad example. But we're going to go with equals this and this. Is that what I want to say? No. Equals this and space and this and this. So what I'm doing is I'm joining these, I'm joining these cells together so that I have one single cell. And that cell is going to have everything across the row in it. And then I'm going to format that so it looks okay. And then we're going to go in that, and that. Oops. What happened here? Nope. C2 to D2. C2. Yeah. Okay. And no. And Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to like pick it up. It's hard to do when you're talking and thinking about it at the same time. Why is that not working? Hang on. Let me see something. Okay, that works. All right, why is this not working? So, and drop this here, space, no, not space. Yeah, and D2. Okay, and then I'm missing a space here, so we'll put a space there. And I messed up because I grabbed the thing. Okay, so C2, something may be wrong. We'll do space before and after. That's the problem. Okay, there. And then A is my indicator. And I need to close my indicator. Okay, so now we're gonna close the indicator like that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, that was an effort, wasn't it? Rough. Anyway, so that's what I want to do. So now I have one single cell with what I wanted, and I'm also going to copy and paste this to a new column, and then I am going to paste it. So that is now it's a copy of that. But I'm also going to paste special and do values only so that like I can use this if I want to. I don't know if I want to use this. I just wanted to see like how long it took me to do that here versus how long it takes me to do it in Canva. Okay, so there's that. We have a spreadsheet. Now this is data. I just created this data. An easier thing for me to do, given that we're talking about future tech, I could have just asked any of my AI tools to provide me with a data set. But this is the old school way. Like this is what we would have done previously. And so if I wanted to, I can go and ask. Let's actually do that here. I'm gonna create a new one and then say create a data set with column headers. Pick the data type. Data type. Don't do definitions. Definitions. Pick the data type. Have like at least 5 columns of info and 20 rows of distinct data. Do not repeat values in cell values in the unique identifier. And I don't have to say this, unique identifier column. Don't do personal info. Don't do personal info fillers or data types. So no email. And I'm just like, like I said, I'm not a fan of prompting, but when you're doing something that involves data, you want to be more specific because otherwise you're going to have to iterate forever. So I do practice communication and iteration. This is a prompt. It is not the structured prompt that, folks tend to give you like, oh, you have to tell it to be a data analyst. And then I don't have to do that. I'm going to tell it what I want and then to put it in a table format. And guess what? It's going to do it. Okay, you turd. He gave me some stuff I cannot relate to. Let's do movies. There we go. Okay. Better. Cool. So now I can take this data and I can just pop it into the sheet. So let's do that. I'm going to show you what that would look like in Google Sheets, and then we'll go do it in Canva. So we're back to the Google Sheets tab. I'm going to create a new value over here, and that's going to be that. Boom. Now we're done. I just need to delete stuff on the top. And that's a lot faster, is it not? Yes. And it's also relatable data. So delete. All right, cool. Now I have junk data to kind of, and these are actual movies, which I think is funny, but I'm just going to delete the stuff, like the words. So everything else, like this is actual something I could use somewhere if I wanted to. I don't want to use this actually, but we will. So we're going to go ahead and use it for now. All right, so what else are we doing here? We are going to go ahead and let me, we're gonna pull up Canva. Okay, so now you get how to like create data. You probably knew this already, like how to create data in a spreadsheet. So we're gonna go over to Canva and see how we can replicate that here. So I'm gonna use the data that ChatGPT gave me just because it's a lot easier to do. It's faster than what I just did. But if I was doing this one by one, we'll try to replicate the first process I created. So first thing you're going to do is create new sheet. I always recommend naming your stuff when you create it because it is easier to do. So what I have not figured out, now I have played with this for like 15 minutes. So everything that you're pretty much getting from me is raw. I have not really hung out with Canva Sheets a whole lot. So I'm exploring this so that you can also explore it with me. And I'm trying to showcase, you know, how I do that, or the whys and kind of the questions you should probably be asking. So the first question you should ever ask when somebody's talking about data is, how is your data stored and handled? So if you're putting personal information in here, how is Canva treating that personal information? Now, a lot of us use Canva anyway, so we would be using it for marketing materials, not necessarily for data dumps. But now you have data dumps. Because I've used Excel historically, like I said, since I was like 15, 16, there used to be a row limitation. So there were limits on the number of rows I could have of data in Excel. So what is Canva doing? Like, is there a limitation to this? So can I only have like 200,000 lines? Can I only have like 1 gig? Like, what does that look like in the Canva platform? I don't know. We're not going to get all those answers today, but what we are going to do is tinker around with it and see how they built this out functionality wise and what it's good for. I'm assuming this is going to be good for things like your bulk updates and creates, which is what we're going to get to here shortly. But maybe it is good for data. Maybe it is a new way to like create data visualizations and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's go. We're going to look at this. So this is very similar. It's not different. If you want to create a new row or new column, it looks like you press here and then the column will appear, I'm assuming. Yes. So you get a new column to the left or to the right. Sorry, to the left. So no, it's going to the, to the left. And then here, this would push the columns down. So if you have one column, and maybe you guys can't see that, so let's go ahead and actually fill this in with stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is copy the, I'm going to go back to the fields that we were creating, just so that there's a one-to-one correlation for those of y'all that get lost. And I'm going to pop that into Canva. This is a copy and paste. So I'm using my keys, copy and paste, so Control-C and Control-V. There. So it works really good. no questions there. I'm going to copy the data now. And so that's going to be the column or the rows 1 through 11 or 2 through 11. And then the columns A through F. I'm not copying the header and I am not copying the formula field yet. Oh, yes, I am. Well, let's see what happens. So I'm going to copy everything and move it over and see what happens. So let's do that. Boom. Okay. So when I copied this, this was the formula field and it stripped my formula and just brought the text. So that's something to note, that if you're copying from Sheets or Excel, I'm assuming Excel is going to work the same way, that it is going to just take the value of that cell. Now, if I wanted to recreate this formula, I'm assuming there's a way to do that. But if I wanted, like what I was showing you is that I am adding columns and rows. So this little plus button here is going to add a row. So you see how everything is just automatically shifting down. I'm assuming, let's try this out. If I do 5 at a time, it will do 5 at a time also. And it does not. Let's see if there. So I can right click. So I can select, right click, and then add 5 rows above or add 5 rows below. If I wanted to delete everything I just created, I could select rows 2 through 10, right click, and then delete those number rows. Look at that. Okay. And so that's very similar. I'm not scared of Canva yet. I am not having concerns with the how-tos. Everything else on my toolbar seems to be logical. So not only do I get the friendly Canva interface and the normal things that I would see if I was looking at a table in Canva, I have my formatting features up here. I have the border colors. I can do the background colors. The other thing, like you guys may not have seen that, when I first popped in, it gave me options for the design. So let's actually use those. I'm going to create a new page with that. So like this could be my data. Or I could change it just like you can change a design template. You can do the same thing with your data, which, okay, that's cool. Yay. I'm not mad at it. But it also gives you some ideas for placeholders of information. So what your point of contact, your deadline, your status, and then ways to actually implement those fields and cells. So you've got the options. So these are called pills, but you have labels that you can add for team assignments. You've got statuses that can be assigned for things. Now, this is very similar, at least that type of field is very similar to tools like Monday and oh God, what is that other one called? Excel does, or Google Sheets does this as well. The other one that I'm talking about is, I can't remember the name of it. Oh well. You have lots of different options to do this. So different tools will do different things. You have things like Asana and any project management tool will likely have the same kind of thing. So you can definitely manage an event using this. It's very easy to do. So all of you guys who have been managing your events using a spreadsheet, I'm sure you're rejoicing right now. For everybody else, maybe not. Now, I added a sheet here, and I'm kind of concerned because I don't see where that sheet went. And I want to close this to just show you, like, this is what I see. Down here at the bottom, I'm used to seeing pages, so I'm going to just assume that that's how we do this here. And then, oh, you can add in, this is one of their new features, like you can add in any type of other document as well. So if you're creating something end-to-end for somebody, like this is the way to kind of approach that. Okay, so I'm going to select this whole thing, and then I've got to make this right for me. And wait, are we not? We don't have the ability to do center. Really interesting. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it was just delayed. So hopefully you guys aren't too delayed on the stream, but stuff is delaying on my side. I'm going to close some things down so that I can stream better. All right. I have a lot of things open. Like, that was one of ChatGPT's comments, was like, I have like 50 tabs open every day. It's like, this is a display of all the work that we do. And I'm like, yeah, it's funny. Anyway, all right, so I want everything right aligned. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do now is replicate the function field. So or the formula field, when I was in Workspace, when I was in Google Sheets here, we created a function field, and this is that function, right? So now I'm going to copy that and see if I can replicate it here. And I don't know what Canva's methodology for functions is. Oh, wait a minute. So for some reason, that's interesting. So it did copy the function. So like when I copy it just individually, but when I copied the whole sheet, it did not do that. So now that I've got just the formula, like I can copy from Excel on over. And then let's see if fill works all the way down. Yes. That's glorious for many, 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 many reasons. This is a huge time saver. So you definitely have that. That is something that you should be extremely excited about if you're a data dork. But you can obviously move your data, and you can also move your formulas and your functions from, at least from Google Sheets on over. I'm assuming Microsoft Excel is the same way. Okay, so now that we've got that, we understand that we can do that. Let's build this as if we had not done it like that. In fact, let's go and drop the data from the, I wasn't sharing my screen, shoot. You guys didn't see that moment of excitement that I just had when I pasted it. But when I pasted it, it came in just like this. So it's a true copy and paste, not a copy paste special values. It was actually pasting the formula, and then I filled that formula down, and you can fill down using the option to drag down like this. So that is what I got excited about and said you should be excited about too. So now you can be happy too. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to create a new sheet. And again, I don't really know how to do that from this view unless it is, nope. Nope. I don't know how to do that here. I guess we'll figure it out. But what I'm going to do is go to pages down at the bottom and then add a page. And that will give me a new sheet. Again, we're starting back at the beginning. We're just going to copy the ChatGPT data over. There we go. Now, we're going to actually have a full sentence here. So the full string of information. And we are going to start with the title. No, I guess we'll go in order. I didn't really want to go in order. We'll do something else. So I'm going to call this ID. Wait, so equals, and we'll call this ID. And do colon, and then do space, and then we'll do and this. And see what that does. Yes. Okay, so it works similar. I don't see any questionable actions there. Okay, so we're going to do and the title. Actually, I'm going to do a delimiter of a pipe. You always put your delimiters in quotes. And then you're going to do a title And then you're going to do genre is, I'm going to do this. So I'll do this and put and genre. Okay. And comma, comma, space, and your release, and comma, space, comma, space, and box office. So how much do they sell in the box office? So let's see what that looks like. There's an error there, and that error is in, oh, look at that, suggested fix. I don't want your suggestions. I want to figure it out for myself. So this part we know is good. I'm going to pop that down there. No, it's not what I want to do, but thank you. Ooh, what is happening? No, stop. Undo. Okay. I know what my issue is, but like I don't like that. Like if I don't want help, don't offer it. This is me being a data dork. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and I want to cut that, and I'm cutting it and I can't cut it. It's not letting me cut it out. Well, shoot. Okay. So what if I wanted to have a different formula? Like that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing right now. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and then paste it here, there. Okay. Now delete this from here because I don't want to see it. I want to see what that gives me. All right, so that's going to give me movie, and I'm going to like bring this down so I can see it in real time. Y'all, excuse me. This is not me training. This is me learning. So I am focused, and I am also working on stuff. So I'm figuring it out for myself. Like I said, I have not played with this, and I haven't really done a whole lot of formulas in Excel and stuff in a long time. So what I want to see here is there needs to be a space after the movie name. So after title, title is in B1. And so I need a space here. Yes. And then we'll do that and we'll fill it down, and that feels better. Okay. And then we need to have an C1. And it still doesn't like that. I don't know. Okay, that's better. I don't know why it's going red though. Red is not the color that you use when things are right. All right, so we'll do that. Title needs to have a space after the parentheses also. So after we open parentheses, we need a space after that. So there. Okay, so now that's better. Life is good. I'm going to take this portion and add it back in, and then delete the C1s of the world, and then we'll proceed. There. There. What? Okay. I don't want the suggestion. Okay, so C1 is right, and comma space and D1 Yeah, and this is extra. Like it's popping in an extra. I don't think I did that. It's popping in extra quotes, and I don't think that was me that did that. Dear God, stop. Okay, so my quotes are fine right there. And quote and value and quote and value and there we go. All right, y'all. Now we got it. Okay. That took a lot. Okay. Let's see. But that's what I wanted. So we got what I wanted and it looks okay. So you got the movie ID, the movie title, the year it was released, the type and genre of it. And I'm going to say this. Oops. This. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so now we have the value we want, and we'll just fill that down. And so, ta-da, we've got a spreadsheet. Yay. So we've seen that the spreadsheet is compatible with Sheets. It might just be Google Sheets. I don't think so because it's functioning slightly different than Google Sheets does. And then we've seen that it does retain value. So if you want to pull things from that makes sense to bring it into Canva from your Google Sheets or maybe even Excel, you can bring that over. If you want to create directly in Canva, you can do that too. And if you want to do other things, we can maybe do that too. So let's look at charts. So we've got magic charts and number formats and decimals and background colors. And so like if I wanted to do this whole thing in Technikole's colors, I could do that and then make the text white. Like I could do that. I'm not going to do that because that's going to be a lot. So we're not doing that. But what I will do is undo what I just did. And I'm just going to use Control V and then take my header and turn it into colors. And I will use our blue and white. Even though I'd rather use green, but y'all will hate me for that. Okay, there, boom. Okay. So let's see about these charts. Let's see what the chart does. So it says it's magic. So I want to see if it's magic for real or not. These are my colors. That's great. I want to do a bar chart, I guess, maybe. A1 through F21. A1 through F, no. I'm doing this through this. Yeah, I don't need that one in there. So we'll just do this. E11, yes, I want to view all charts. We have a good selection of charts. I don't really know how these charts work, and I am not the data analyst person. So we're just going to create a regular old bar chart. Maybe a row bar chart. There we go. Oh, look, it's there. I don't know what this is doing, but it's there. Okay, so we can change the labels. Okay, so I want to show release year. And then bars, what values to show. I want to show release year and that. Let's see if we do money. Where's the money at? Genre, and then do just one release here. Like, why do I have there? That shows genre and gross for each movie. That'll work. Okay. Undo that. So I will also say that it's very sensitive. So I have added a row and did not intend to delete that row. Okay, let's see what's next. So anyway, so we've been able to add a chart. Now I can like take that and put it wherever I want to, and we'll put it right there because that's as much as I want to do with charts right now. If I were creating so you can't drill in, which is okay. But like, it's not like Sheets or Excel where like you have a value and then like you drill into it. Like if you have a pivot table or an actual chart, like you drill into it and then go to the next level. Like you can't do drill downs on there. I don't think, at least I'm not able to, at least here. Like if I were able to do that, then I would see everything that has sci-fi on it. And there's at least 2, so I would be able to see that breakdown. I'm not seeing that right now. But when you're in chart view, you can do things like edit the way that it looks, which is what I would expect. So I can have like a super round set of data, which that's actually nice as a feature to be able to adjust the roundness of it. You can move it around in position layers. You can change the fonts and then change your color scheme to whatever you want it to be. So like if I wanted to do something silly like that, I could do that, or like use my colors. I could do that and then switch this up to like white. Like, boom. That's that's not at all what I would do, but I'm sure we're gonna see lots of really cool charts now that Canva's connected to data, because man, that's crazy. So like customize, what does that give you? Customize lets you adjust the legend, the data labels. I want to see those or not. Yes or no. Inside or outside. So as I'm adjusting these, my data is changing, if you can see that over there. Let me change this back so it's visually stimulating. And I'll change this to, right? What was it before? I don't know. Let's change the background to something. There. That's Technikole. There it is. Okay. And so we were in edit mode. All you do is click here, go into edit mode, and then you can play with your charts and your graphs and your data and stuff. Adjust the settings, grid lines if you want them or not. So this is typical stuff that you will see in filters. So this is like when you want to get down to like that pivot table level and you want to actually like have data filters on there, you can. So if all I wanted to see was sci-fi, then I could see that. But that's still not what I was looking for. What I was looking for was the actual, when you click on it, the breakdown of what is making up that data set. But this is okay too. Like this is actually a cool little feature to be able to like transition. So think about your presentations as you're doing them to say, you know, these are the ways that ethics is affecting, AI ethics are affecting trends on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. This is the way to do that. You can showcase that here. Anyway, hint, somebody go do it. Okay, so we're gonna get out of this and we're gonna come back to my data, and I want to get out of this. How do I get out? Oh, I'm in my data. Okay, so I'm back to my data now. So looking at, again, going across the top, we have the ability to sort. So you can sort by column. That's not unusual, so I'm not even gonna play with it. You have your numbers. You can change them to percents, currency, dates, you can change the number of decimals behind, or number of digits behind the decimal. Again, play with your colors. You can use something standard if you want to. Adjust your border styles. Like I like borders like this, so I'm going to select all of this, and then we're going to do inside borders for everything. And it is not doing it. Why? Oh, I didn't fill my formula all the way down. Huh. My bad. Let's do that. I didn't realize I had 20 lines. That's cool. Okay, and that makes sense because that's why it was asking me to go down to F21, and I'm like, no. Okay, so let's see. How do we get these grid lines to show up? We change the border color, yeah? Yeah, that's how. Okay, cool. So you can reset them. I love the fact they gave you an option. We can change these all the way to like big, fat, chunky borders. So now that looks like something you can put into an actual design, or you can leave it as data and pop it in here and do your typical border styles. So there's that. All right, cool. Fonts, as I said, we can change everything or change nothing. I'm going to change this to the ones I like. So we're going to go with, let's change them all to section headers or subheadings. And it's actually, and I don't know what that is. It might be my side, but it's super slow if you ask me. I'm going to tame this down so that it's not 16 because that's too big for data. Struggle bus is real. I don't even have anything open, so, you know, I am streaming, but still, that's not even a whole lot. I'm not even doing a lot over here. All right. All right, so we are going to keep rolling. We've been going for about an hour looking at Canva's new Google or new Sheets. I keep calling it Google Sheets. If you are just now joining us, don't forget to stop in, say hi, drop some comments, and tap into that like button if you like looking at me look at data. Like, if you find this fun or beneficial or whatever. If you don't find it fun, this is a perfect reason why you need an implementation consultant, because people like me go in and tinker with stuff so you don't have to. So we teach you how to use it. So that is the end game and end goal of what I'm doing right now, is to get comfortable with this so that I can start producing stuff, because I'm about to go nuts. And then show you how to do it too in a class. And so, you know, maybe it's your thing, maybe it's not. If it's not, then you can pay me to do it. And if it is, then you can do it as my companion, and that's cool too. So either way, thank you for being here. Thank you for tapping in, and we're gonna get back to the data now. All right, so we've been able to adjust and create a chart. We have adjusted the style. We've added borders and changed the fonts and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first half of the menu bar up here. The second half, again, is more fonts and things that you are familiar with. So we're almost done with formatting. This is the stylizer, and that's always been there. You just don't see it all the time in Canva. And now it looks like they're going to put it front and center, at least for sheets. All right. So let's go. My data looks all right. I'm not loving it, but it looks like what it's going to do today. And then we're going to go to actions. And now from here, you can generate a table. So you can generate a sub table or a subset of the data. It looks like you can fill in your empty cells. You can do magic charts, which we've already done. Let's do magic insights and see what it says. What is the value of this chart? And I'm going to see how it interprets the value. What is the value of this data set? Now, this is Canva, and I think Canva uses their own homegrown AI. I know for imagery, they bought Leonardo, and there was some talk of OpenAI being connected to Canva. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I do know they use the in-house stuff. So I'm interested for like Magic Insights, who they're actually using to pull this together. Either way, it's taking a bit longer than, maybe doing this in ChatGPT or somewhere else. However, let's see what it says. So all I asked was the value of this data set. I didn't give it like what the data set is. I didn't ask for any specific fields. I didn't say anything about movies. So I wanted to see like how intelligent it actually is. And so let's see what it says. The total, now it interpreted the word value, and this was another test, was which way does it interpret the word value? So it interprets it as the total, because we're talking usually about finances and numbers when we're talking about spreadsheets. So it compiled the total in rows, or in across rows 2 through 50, and then it gave me the value. And so that total value is 398.1 million. 398. Yeah. Yeah. So 3.98 million. Okay. Yeah. Or 39. I don't know how to, like, what that's saying. Maybe it's billion? Me and being on the struggle bus today is a thing. So what you can't do, so what I am used to doing is if I needed to tally something in Excel or in Sheets, all I have to do is select it, and then at the bottom I can always turn on, and I can't do that here, but I can turn on the total or subtotal, and it'll just tell me, so I don't have to actually write a formula for that. Here it looks like I would have to write a formula for it, so we can do that. I just want to see like how dead on this is in terms of providing the actual value. Ooh, we are moving slow as Methuselah today. And so I don't have like the auto sum button either. And it is not recognizing that I just want to sum this. So what we're going to do is, this is column E. So we're going to do E2 through E21. Oops. E2, no, E2 through E21. Let's see what it does. It does not do that. So let's do equals. It does not support formulas producing multiple values, but we're working on it. I don't even know what that means. So let's try sum and then see how it likes that. Ooh. I can't use my copy. This is why this looks bad, because like I'm over here clicking buttons and like it's doing nothing. So let's do sum of E2 through E21. There. So that's right. And then we can change this to a format of dollars and currency, and now my brain will accept it. And it is 3. No, that is billion. So because this column is in the millions, that is billion. So $3.981 billion is what the value of this actual spreadsheet is showing. However, value is still interpreted a couple different ways. The next insight that it has is that the average box office earnings per movie is $199.06 based on the total revenue divided by the number of movies. So it told you the words to do this. So now you can go and do this yourself. You can create the formula that divides those two things, and you can see, did it actually do this correctly? And I'm going to assume that it did. And it actually gives you the formula. So like we can copy that formula. And then let's just say we want to paste it here. And so now we can say average. And then look at the formula. So average equals E2 through E21. That is what I would do to find the average. And so that feels better that it's actually showing me what it did, which is really nice. That's a cool feature that I think that like some of these other cats should have. All right. Okay. The unique number of genres featured in the data set is 10. So there's 20 rows of information. 10 are unique genres. So things like action movies or documentaries, romance or thriller, sci-fi, that kind of thing. What genres dominated the box office? So there's a chart that shows you that, and if you click it, it pops it into your sheet over here, which is kind of cool. So let's put that over yonder where the other one is. We'll go back and flavor that up a little bit. All right, going down the list, box office earnings evolution since 2016. So like here's the line chart that shows the evolution of the box office. I don't know if I mean, maybe that is the right wording, the evolution of the box office. Overall earnings. So then genre contributions to the total box office earnings by. So this is actually really nice because this is like Airtable. This is like, I mean, it's like Sheets and stuff too, but it seems like it's a lot less work to get there because it's Insights is just telling you what you need to know and the things that make sense for you to speak about. So that's actually kind of cool here. So now we have a dashboard that's building up. So if you wanted to, you could now have a dashboard and you could represent this. Because this is Canva, you could embed it on your website, or you can embed it inside of another chart, or you could take it and embed it inside of a report that is a live report that moves around and is tinkerable with. I like to call it tinkerable. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to leave that there. So that's Insights. And we talked about Insights. Now I could change the colors or whatever. I can make these bolder and enjoy that a little bit more. I'm not going to do any of that right now. Okay, what other insights can we get from our data set? So let's go back here. We're going to go actions. We've got insights. Now Magic Write. Ooh, this is kind of cool, y'all. Look at what's building now. So Magic Write. Create a pitch for a movie with the most likely a movie most likely to a movie in the genre most likely to succeed based on the data set provided. Being creative is okay. Limit to 2 paragraphs. I don't want a whole lot of data. Oh, wait a minute. What it's doing, I don't know if it's absorbing the data. There it goes. Okay, so it did. It took the data and it ingested it into itself, and then it spit out a movie pitch. Now that's actually kind of cool because now you can take data and visualize it and create the story behind it all in one tool. That's actually really cool. That's kind of like, listen, the innovator in me is coming up with like 5 different things that I could do with this now. And so now like I'm feeling like I want to like use this more and get more sticky with Canva's version of data. But let's read it. In a world, no, I love it. It starts off just like a sci-fi movie should. Let me see. Can I move this up? I don't know if I can. Let's insert it. I don't know where I'm inserting it at. I don't know where it went. Where is the thing at? That was really good. I hope it didn't like leave. I don't know where it went. So let's see if it created, it didn't create another page. I don't know where it went to. Let's see if we can find it in a world. So it's not showing up anywhere. So I don't know if that's a glitch or what. I'm on the wrong tab. So that's a thing. Nicole, get it together. But I really just don't see this in my viewable area. And that's concerning. So let's do another find in a world. I'm not going to match case. I won't replace it with anything, but I want to see, like, is it here anywhere? In a world, asterisk. Let's just do the word world. So I didn't even get to read it. I'm sad. Okay. Let's see if we paste it. Nope, it's gone. I don't know what happened. Let's do read only. Let's see if that changes anything. My story's gone, and no, it was good too. All right, so this is what happens. You got new features, you got to figure them out. Okay, so I don't see it on any sheet that we've created today. Let's go see if it's in my regular stuff, because it should be somewhere. Canva AI, it's not there. Let's go to projects, it's not there. Profile, it's demo data, nothing. No. I don't know, guys. It's gone. Well, let's just recreate it. That's fine. It is what it is. Stuff happens. All right, this is the joy of enjoying new tech. Like, it doesn't always function the way that you think or want it to. Okay, so what we're going to do this time is be different, and I am going to actually select the field. I'm going to come back to Magic Write, and it would be really nice if my Magic Write would just have retained what I said last time. So note to Canva, fix it. Okay, so create a story based on the data, based on the most, create a story. What did I say? In the genre of film, movie, most likely to succeed based on the data. Do not include data in the story. I don't know what else I said, but we'll just recreate it using that data in the story. Thanks. Okay. Now it's going to do that. Okay, so what it says is, amid the neon-lit corridors of the sprawling megacity, humanity teeters on the brink of digital awakening. In the shadows of a gifted hacker named Marin discovers a cryptic transmission from a distant galaxy, a message encoded in a very fabric of the city's data streams. As Marin unravels the cosmic enigma, she is pursued by corporate mercenaries and an enigmatic AI who wants the secret for itself. Racing against time, Marin must form uneasy alliances with rogue scientists and android outcasts, embarking on a journey that will challenge the boundaries between machine and soul. In the heart of Andromeda's echoes, Marin finds a key not only to humanity's evolution, but to her own destiny among the stars. All right, so let's try this insert thing one more time. So that time it did it. And maybe it's because I didn't have a cell, or maybe like it's behind one of my charts, but even, oh, it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's behind one of my charts. There's my data, which doesn't make sense because it did not. Oh, and now it's gone. Listen, all I'm doing is going left to right. I didn't even do anything, but the data's gone. Like, y'all saw that, right? Like, it was there, and now it's gone. I literally did nothing, and I'm unhappy with what's just happened. Okay, so we're going to go in this view, because I don't want to have this up. We're going to hide the thumbnails. There's the one we just created. But the one that I created before, like it was up here somewhere, but now it's gone. Très bizarre, and we're moving on. Like, I'm not about to be caught up with this. I'm so disturbed. But sometimes this happens, but still. Anyway, I guess we got a good story, so we'll stick with this. I'm going to stick her in this little slot down here. And interesting, I don't know how to do this, but can you merge cells? Maybe that's an action. No. So I don't think you can merge cells. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so if you right click, you can merge cells, which that's good. That'll work. I'm not like being picky about that one. That's all right. Okay, let's see what we can do with this all together now. I think I'm gonna need some space in between those charts. So let me get that space going. And of course my charts are not moving. So I'm gonna scroll all the way up, grab them, and move them to the right. And I have to do it one at a time. That's not good. Whatever. All right. I can't. There we go. To do them together, you have to click Shift. All right. So that's not abnormal. Those are our normal keys to do stuff like that. And I just was expecting it to be done when I asked for it to be done. Okay, next up, let's try to go for Canva Bulk Create. Okay, so Canva Bulk Create, what this usually does is it takes your data and it empowers you to add in artwork, but also to create things in bulk. So let's say that I wanted to create a flyer for each movie cover. I could do that. We're going to do this very, very simply. And what I'm going to do is actually use some of the new features and see how they work. So first of all, we're going to add in a new type of sheet. I'm going to add in, let's do social media. And we'll do, let's say, an Instagram post story. I'm not on TikTok. I mean, I am on TikTok, but I'm not like a fan of TikTok. Okay. Let's do Instagram post. That's fine. Okay, so now we've got our charts, our data sets, and Instagram post. And so what we're going to do now is design this. We're going to do something like just a regular okie doke. We'll do movie. Let's see if we got one for Premiere. And so I'm creating an announcement for a new movie. This is really hideous and I don't love it. So let's find one that at least I love a little bit, because otherwise I can't. Okay, let's do that, because actually without that, that's not bad. Okay, let's do this one. Ooh, and I liked it without all that stuff on there too. So like I'm a fan of minimalism, and this is not minimal to me. It's all right though. It'll work for what we're doing. Okay, so we're gonna say welcome to movie night, and we're actually gonna move this up. Keep it up there. We're gonna shrink the, okay, yeah, we're gonna shut that off because I don't like that. Okay, and now this is just design. So whatever floats your boat when it comes to designing, do that. I am doing what floats my boat. I'm actually messing this up as I'm doing it, but that's all right because I'll figure it out. And I'm going to shrink this a little bit. Welcome to movie night. And for anybody who has followed me for a long time, like, you know that like movies are my thing. Movies have been my thing for forever. I taught thousands of people about the metaverse using the movies, and was able to help them understand it before it became understandable by other means, which was cool. So anyway, so what we're doing tonight is going to say welcome to movie night, and I'm actually going to delete one of these popcorns because, like I said, I'm a fan of minimalism. I'm deleting a popcorn because that's too much. And we'll keep it that way. This will be the title of whatever movie we're going to premiere. And then maybe this flips that way. Flip it horizontally, throw it over there. I could do without the popcorn altogether, not gonna lie, but let's see. Okay, there's that. Now, what I do want to do is take this and that and increase it, make it bigger. Make it bigger. And I'm going to lock this element because it's driving me nuts and it's moving all over the place. Okay. And then I'm going to take the popcorns here and move them away from the title. And I'm going to change this title. Like, whatever font this is, I love it. I was using Norwester earlier today, so that does not surprise me that I love it. Let's lock everything else until I get done. So there's that. All right, so this I'm going to unlock, and I'm going to recenter that. I'm going to increase the size, and I'm going to change this to Norwester. See, I was just using that. And then we'll leave Friday. We'll change October to July. These little lines, I feel like I can delete and be okay design-wise. Delete that one. Okay. And we'll change this to July. Okay, and then we'll change this, move this down to here. I'm just playing now, so deal with it. And then the other thing I want to do is create a new thing, and this will be genre. This is going to be movie title. That'll be genre. We're going to keep the date as what it is. And then we're going to change these colors to match my brand and see if it stays visible, like viewable. Oh, God, no. That's horrific. It's going so slow. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to close Google Docs, and I'm going to close Google Sheets, and I'm going to close that. and our untitled design too, and see how that works out. Geez, I've closed down everything. I still don't have enough. Like it is, it's struggling. It's on the struggle bus. That one's okay, although I don't love it. We might just go back to original. I've hit the button like 7 times and it's changed twice. So real talk, the bandwidth is struggling. I don't know if that's just because I'm streaming. I stream all the time. Like that's weird. Okay. Come on, get me to black. That's all right. That's girly, but it's all right. Okay, just catching up on emails while it is waiting. It's a precious time out here. Ugh. There we go. That'll work actually. Oh no. It's gonna change it. Ah. I wonder if it's because I need to do a browser update. Like this is running super slow, y'all. I am so sorry. Okay, we're gonna stick with that just because. Okay, and then we're gonna say, what data sets do we have? We're gonna say, I'm gonna copy and paste that. Let me say, loved by. And then we'll do an insert and we'll say on rotten apples. Like I could say rotten tomatoes, but I don't want to. Loved by over, and then we'll do an insert here. Shrink this so that it fits there. And then add in some space. Okay. And then we're going to create a filler of text. I'm just going to copy this because that's the easiest. And we're going to say filler. And then that filler is going to be the thing that we manipulate from the spreadsheet. All right. So we got this. We're going to move this up. And then we're going to shrink it here. And then I'm going to put that in like ugly colors. Not ugly colors, but like anybody who knows me knows like I am not a fan of the pinkening. However, it goes really well with some of my other colors. It doesn't go well there though. Okay, so I guess I gotta do the one that is. All right, cool. Okay, so we're gonna go loved by blah 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 on blah blah blah. Okay, and then maybe we'll do an element here. I don't know why I'm going so deep on this. Like, this is so for fun. This is not something that like I would actually be doing. I'm just doing this to show what's gonna happen. So, or to see what's gonna happen. I'm looking for like a certified seal. Okay, so we're gonna say no text, certified seal. Put that seal there. We'll just do that. And then move it up over here, shrink it, and then shrink what's in there to match size-wise. Okay, boom. Change the color of it to silver or white or something. So silver. Yeah, that works. Okay, and then we got this. I'll shrink that. Turn this into black. I don't love this for that font size. Let's do. That'll work. Yeah. Okay, so it is loved by over 15 million on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Okay, so now we're done with the style, right? So now what I'm going to do is produce one of these movie covers and flyers for each movie that's in our little thing. So the way that we do that is we're going to connect our data set to Canva bulk creation. And if you noticed, it's already there. So thank you for hanging in there with me as I went through my moments. I'm going to name these decks of information so that we have them here, because I'm not sure what's going to happen when Canva goes in here to fix it. And my mouse is tripping, so give me a second. Oh, come on. Don't do this now. There. Okay. I don't know what all these little technical problems are. Like, this is not normal. We don't function on this level. I am going to delete this because we're not using it. And then I'm going to delete the first couple of sheets that we had too, because we're not going to use those either. And I just want to like chill with the data that we have here. So delete page, that one. Page number 1. This is the one we did on hazards, on the different road signs. Which this one probably would be easier to create what I'm trying to do, but we're going to, oh my God, don't you copy that page. Oh, the struggle is real. Okay, and then we're going to delete this one because this was just like the generic one that we threw in there. And now we have this, and I don't know what this one is. So there's nothing on here. Nothing's hidden. So we're going to delete that too. I think that was when we were testing the ability to do it. Okay. It took us an hour. We had some fun. We've reviewed how to do things on Canva using Canva Sheets. We've created sheets, we've created formulas, we've filled formulas, we've created charts and graphs and things like that, and seen how the application moves. Now we are going to come in here, and actually I'm gonna take this off my face because you can't see me. So that's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I'm cool. What's what we got going on here? All right. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna create movie flyers for each movie that we have in our list. So I don't know how to do this yet, but we're about to find out. So we're going to Canva Sheets, and I'm gonna take that page and move it there. And for each of these, we've got the title, we have the genre, and then we have the amount. So for the amount, I would rather see this accurately, and so I can't right now because it is not going to let me do that. And I don't feel like going in and refilling it. Anyway, so we'll just know that it's in millions because that's the way that it broke it out. So I am going to now go to Canva Create or no, I'm going to go to, not Canva Create, that's their, that's the name of their conference. I'm gonna select those. So what I've done is I've selected the area that I want the bulk creation to look at. And I may not have had to do that, but I do that instinctively from using other spreadsheet programs. So what we're gonna do is look for bulk create. That is a premium feature. That is what we're doing. So this is the fields that I want it to look at is A1 through F21. And I could even like reduce that to E21 if I wanted to be super specific, but I don't. So what I want to do now is continue. And what we're going to do is the design I would like to use. So what's interesting is I've got a design, but it's in this page. So I want to see, does it let me select the page that I want? It looks like it does. Oh, it did. Yeah. Look at that. Okay, so I wonder if I had different designs in here, how it would move. So it seems to be like it's doing its normal thing, so you can still use this in the same way. So before I do this, I need to do one thing, and that is change the color of this field because that needs to be black. It can be bold and black, but it needs to be black, and that number needs to be bigger. All right. Okay, so now it's saying, what data do you want to place in this template? So what I want it to do is take the name, the title, select an element. So I'm going to select this. That's the element I want, and I want to take that and add it to the title. Let's unlock it. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so I've got that, and I want this. Why is this not working? Come on. Okay. Okay, so that was extra. But what I had to do was click the field and then click connect data. So that's done. So now I'm going to go to genre and I'm going to click connect data. Oops. And we're going to do the title for genre is going to be there. And then up here, I'm going to do the money, which is the box office in mil. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to change it to box office in mil. Okay. And then that's it. That's all I want. I want 20 that come out looking like that. Okay. And then before we do that, I'm going to change this. So we're going to go with, let me change these 3. Change that to 703 348 7366. And then I'll change that to Alexandria, Virginia, and then I'll change this to technikole.com. Yay. And because I want it to be longer, I'm going to go ahead and put the HTTPS there. And there we go. All right, cool. Now we've got 3 things that are going to be inserted into this document. And this is the way that we merge the documents. And so we're going to merge the data with the document. This is something we've done for years. Canva didn't make this up. We've been doing this for eons, but it was in places like Microsoft Word, Publisher, and Google Sheets, and all sorts of other different places. This is very similar to if you're using, if you're old school and using tools that before email marketing came out, we used to do mail merges. And so you would create a letter, and then that letterhead would be there. You'd have your format for the date and the name and the address and stuff like that. And then you would insert the data into those from your Excel sheets, right? And so then you would send off your customer Christmas cards, and you would send off all sorts of other different things, your letters announcing a new sale, all that stuff would go out, and it would go out by snail mail. Now we have transition. Now we have email marketing tools. The email marketing people have sprung up out of everywhere and claimed this as part of a ClickFunnels. Okay, cool. And then now we're moving into the creative space, linking to data. But if you did not know, now you know, data is an oil, is the oil, right? So like they say it's the new oil, but I don't call it new because it's the oil. It has been the oil for a long time, and people have just been trading data behind the scenes. And that is why data is so important. This is one of the reasons why protecting your data is so important, and why I get really sticky about that, because all these different things can be done once they have a data source to do it with. AI was created, built, generated, iterated on, is available now to us because of our data. So if you had not been out here transpiring in the world and not caring where your data went, then AI would not exist because it wouldn't have access to it. So if you're somebody who doesn't like the idea that AI is around now, it is your own fault because you are not protecting the data beforehand. Now I'm off my soapbox. I teach about these things. If you want to join me in that, the link was scrolling for a really long time at the bottom. You can either rewind it or I will post it here after we get done with this mail merge or with this bulk creates. Canva calls this a bulk create, so I'm going to stick with their nomenclature. But this is definitely no different than a mail merge. You are merging data to a document and putting them together, and then now you have multiple documents with the same type of data and different data elements. Okay, all right. So what we're changing once again is this up here is going to have the box office number. So like how much it grossed in the box office is going to go up here. The title is going to change here, and then the genre is going to change here. When we get done, we are going to have to look at each one and just make sure that it's still formatted correctly, because some of the movie titles are long. Some of them don't fit. We want to make sure it's centered. So you still need to look at it, but we're going to go ahead and now click this button. But before we do that, hold on, there's more. We're going to look at advanced options. And I'm doing that just because I have not done that lately. So what we're going to do is it has the option to put 20 individual designs out there. So you can have 20 different instances of this one thing, or it can have multiple instances in one design. I'm going to do it like this first because that's how I prefer it. As long as it's what I think it looks like, then that's what we're going to go with. And then click on design. If I don't like that, we'll come back and we'll create something different. So what it's doing is it's looking at your data. Okay, now you have one design created. That took less than a minute, less than 30 seconds. 20 records in less than 30 seconds with 3 different elements. So 60 different things that it needed to do in that little time frame, and it's done. So we're going to go look at it, and then we're going to come back if we don't like it. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this page up here at the top. I'm going to share this tab as it is rendering to make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yes. And I'm going to go to my home page. Ooh, this has been a lot. And this one says Demo Bulk 1, Demo Data. So that's the one we're going to click on, see what happened here. Oh my goodness. Do y'all see that? Do you see what I see? Are you seeing it? Do you see 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 it? that is how Canva Create or Canva Bulk Create works. So just that fast, like I have 20 different things that I'm gonna go use somewhere, and we are ready to go. So this is what I was talking about. Like you can't just take it for what it's worth. Like you still have to come and look at each one to make sure, unless you do that work up front, like making sure of the widths and character limits and stuff like that, like you're still going to have it. Up here at the top, you see the numbers are in there. So it's led by over however many. And because I put the $sign there, it's kind of weird. So I can actually go in and change that on all of these if I wanted to. I don't care. So I'm not going to do that. But like this is the one for Paper Saints. It's a drama. This one is Laugh Track Left Behind, and it is a comedy. Who makes a comedy off of Left Behind? I don't know. But like this is all you have to do is come in and just manipulate it just a little bit. So there we go. Ghost on the 9th Floor is too long. So we're going to, and sometimes like it'll be way too long. So you have to reduce the size of the font too. Or you could have just created it with a smaller font and then enjoyed, smaller font. But I wanted it to all be pretty standard. So I'm okay with manipulating it behind the scenes after it's done. All right. So now that's done. So now what do? Now you can go and post this to your LinkedIn or post this to, like that was the whole goal behind this, because I'm going to do one of these for my LinkedIn. And I needed to flesh it out and make sure that I understood the process. But now that I do, you'll see this here shortly on my LinkedIn. And then you're done. So in Canva, if you wanted to schedule this, the way that you would do that, so the last piece of this process, the way that you would do that is go to down here where it says social. You would pick, you would pick which social you want it to go to. There are more, so you can click see all, and then you can see which ones you want it to go to, or you click schedule. I want to schedule it, like let's say tomorrow, let's post. We're going to post this somewhere. It'll tell you what channels you already have that are yours. And then if you don't see the one you want, like I don't see the ones I want there, you can click it and then go through the steps there. But there's another course for that. So you're all set. So now you know how to bulk create from Canva. You know how to batch your stuff up. So if you are somebody who doesn't have a lot of time, you don't know how to use Excel, you can now come to the tool that's friendly for you and use Canva directly to create the data set, link up with your AI, whatever that is, generate that data set that you need, and then post it to LinkedIn in visuals that are stimulating based off of your other skill, which is creativity. So that's what I want to show you guys today. So, man, it's been a long time. I have been talking for far too long, and I hope that you enjoyed this a little bit and you learned something new. If you would like to connect with me, you can certainly do so. I am going to post my link wherever it may be to schedule with me on Calendly. This is for networking. So if you just want to connect and learn who I am and let me know who you are, that's cool. 15 minutes of my time is what you get. And then if you want to do business together, then we can see if we're a good match based on that conversation and move forward from there. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on my channel more. And I might be doing these more. We'll see. But I also want you to like, share, and subscribe. So hopefully you learned something good today. If you did, pop it into the comments. Let me know. And hopefully it was easy peasy for you. And that is the goal behind everything. Again, this video is sponsored by StreamYard. I'm trying to think of what else I use in Google Workspace. I'll probably put links for you to activate a Google Workspace there. And if you want somebody to help you administer that, I can help you with that too. And I realize I am talking really fast. And I'm going to slow down because I was trying to get through that in 2 hours, and we did. it probably takes 10 minutes, but I wanted to explore. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got today. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Enjoy your Good Friday. Bye.
What's a hash, man? They just don't understand. Now they not like us, now they not like us. Automate the process, I don't even need a touch. Now they not like us, now they not like us. They just running updates, we be building up the trust. Yeah, Web3 moves, AI runs the groove. Tech stack heavy, I don't ever gotta prove. They be talking about the future like we late to the scene. But we coded the vision, now they playing our theme. Yeah, Web3 moves, AI runs the groove. Tech